I won't do that again. I voted for my own job loss.
Militarism, over policing.
Like a damn fool. And I ain't ashamed.
It looks like in Orlando, Florida today.
Sits now as we check back in on one of our top stories, anti-Trump protests taking place across the country today after a tumultuous week, to say the least, on Wall Street and the economy. We want to point out, just a few minutes ago, we did show you a protest. We said it was Boston. It was not Boston there. It was an unrelated protest. But what you are looking at right now is Boston, and I'm from there. I can recognize this. This is the plaza right outside of City Hall in downtown. Here's Boston, Massachusetts.
Keep it up. We won't be there, but y'all keep it up. We appreciate it. But we ain't coming. But we love you. But we ain't doing it. Keep it up.
Across the country and around the world today, tens of thousands of people turned out for what organizers say has been the biggest single day of protest against President Trump and his second-term policies and actions. In this country, more than 1,000 rallies were planned in small towns and major cities from coast to coast. Ali Rogan begins our coverage.
In Washington, crowds descended on the National Mall, calling for lawmakers to rein in President Trump.
He's right now destroying our economy. He's taken away all of our allies. We're a pariah in the world. And Congress sits back and does nothing.
The mass protest, dubbed the Hands Off National Day of Action, was organized by advocacy groups that oppose the president's policies during his first term. Protesters railed against Mr. Trump's recent moves to lay off scores of federal workers, revoke protections for immigrants, and implement sweeping tariffs. But for Democratic leaders, the president's threat to democracy took center stage.
Our founders wrote a constitution that does not begin with "we the dictators." The preamble says, "We the people."
The movement spread far beyond the nation's capital. From the sidewalks of South Bend to downtown Boston and New York City, demonstrators took to the streets in protests both big and small to oppose President Trump's agenda. That resistance echoed around the globe. In Germany, England, and Portugal, protesters flocked to public squares to show support and solidarity with Americans.
Freedom is at stake in the United States and for the whole world with what Donald Trump is doing. And we need to stand up.
For PBS News Weekend, I'm Ali.
And around the world.
Trump got terrible news, and this could be the beginning of the end. As if Donald Trump didn't already have enough crises spiraling out of control inside the United States, international leaders are now rising up in defiance, sending a chilling message to Washington. The world will no longer play by Trump's rules. French President Emmanuel Macron took direct aim at Trump's aggressive trade tactics, calling his actions a shock to international trade, and announcing that all major European investments into the American economy are being suspended. Why? Because Trump's tariff war has thrown global commerce into chaos, and leaders across Europe are refusing to pour billions into an unstable environment he created. This isn't just political theater, it's economic war, and it's spreading. China, Japan, and South Korea have now announced a unified front to retaliate against U.S. tariffs, a rare moment of alignment that signals serious global backlash. Meanwhile, America's own economy is buckling, markets are plummeting, retirement funds are being wiped out, and job losses are mounting across essential sectors, from air traffic controllers to food safety inspectors. And yet, Trump presses on, convinced that the world will fold under pressure, just like the loyalists in his own party, people who've sacrificed dignity and spine just to stay in his orbit. But world leaders are refusing to grovel. They're choosing dignity over economic submission. And Trump, so used to surrounding himself with sycophants like Laura Ingraham, Jim Jordan, and Lindsey Graham, simply can't comprehend that kind of resistance. According to Congressman Jamie Raskin, Trump has turned our closest allies into enemies and our worst enemies into friends. And in doing so, he's become the architect of an economic and diplomatic collapse. The irony? Trump thought punishing allies would bring respect and investment. Instead, he's isolating America, pushing allies toward adversaries like China, and turning his America First dream into an America alone nightmare. This isn't just bad news for Trump. It's a global warning shot that his reckless ego may have triggered the exact downfall he was pretending to protect us from.
What's going on, y'all? So we're outside here in Atlanta, just getting started at Piedmont Park. As you can see, we have well over 150 volunteers, and people are continuing to pour in. We're seeing all walks of life, and you still have an opportunity to come join us, and we won't be stepping off until about 1 o'clock. But we outside. Come join us. What's going on, y'all? What's going on, y'all?
Okay, I'm ready. Nothing like a crappy homemade sign to get the message across. Simple, but effective. Okay, I'm ready.
Trump was right. A peaceful protest is going on in Texas. What part? Georgetown, Texas. Y'all, look at this. This is so funny.
Oh, they so cute. And it's cold. It says, money says, hands off, free speech.
A protest is going on.
This MAGA man right here was so angry when he pulled up to the corner of Columbia and 3rd Streets in Lafayette, Indiana this afternoon during an anti-Trump hands-off rally. Protesters were trying to cross the street. He and a female passenger he was driving, pulled up to the stop sign or red light, we couldn't tell, and he jumps out of his car with a gun. Watch this.
My favorite thing about seeing all of these protests is the amount of older white people that are there. As someone who does a lot of organizing, one of our biggest fears is that the government will turn around and label people who are protesting a terrorist organization, like they did with Black Lives Matter and that sort of thing. But when I see so many white folks saying, hey, black folks, people of color, y'all stay home, we got this, and now I'm seeing all this footage of not just younger white people coming out, but people in their 60s, 70s, 80s, like the majority of people who came out are older white folks. This is monumental. This is cross-generational. We are all banding together against this bullshit. This is not just a young person's fight. It is so encouraging to see so many older white folks showing up, because they are the last people that the administration is going to put in handcuffs and label terrorists. And